Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Charity Adams. I am very excited to present my research study today titled Business Planning Strategies to Sustain Hair Salons. I chose this title because of the importance of small businesses and my interest in owning a hair salon one day, hopefully soon. I am so grateful for my chair, Dr. James Glenn, my committee member, Dr. Rocky Dwyer, and my university reviewer, Dr. Yvonne Dahl. I am so happy they were so patient with me throughout the process and supportive. I could not have done it without them. Next slide, please. Okay. So to provide a little background, according to the US Department of Labor, 50% of small businesses fail within the first 5 years of operation. Of course, this is very concerning. Because the number of sustainable companies continues to decline, it is essential to explore strategies that support small businesses' sustainability. Leaders are instrumental in incorporating different planning strategies to increase low business survival rates, profit, and growth. So I will start with the problem statement. The hook, small businesses fail at very high rates. The anchor, over 50% of small businesses owners were unsuccessful in sustaining their businesses beyond 5 years. The general business problem is some small business owners are negatively affected by the absence of business planning strategies, which results in business failure. The specific business problem is that some hair salon owners lack business planning strategies to sustain their businesses beyond 5 years. Next, I will review the purpose. The purpose of this multiple case study was to explore business planning strategies that hair salon owners used to sustain their business beyond 5 years, hoping that this information would be helpful to other business owners. The implication for social change was the potential to expand the number of hair salons by using successful business planning strategies to sustain their businesses. The ability to sustain more hair salons beyond 5 years could improve revenue for hair salon owners and provide employment opportunities for the community citizens. So with the significance of the research study, the business impact would be hair salon owners. Implementation of different business planning strategies may increase profitability and decrease the rate of business failures. The social impact could be profitable businesses, could boost the economy, lead to higher employment rates in the community, and consequently lead to higher tax revenue that could enrich the community. The conceptual framework supporting this study was the Sustainable Activity Model, which was developed by Wayne McPhee. The Sustainable Activity Model includes how business leaders develop a strategic plan of action that impacts change on how they interact and how value is created within the business. The model extends the set of activities identified initially by Michael Porter in 1985, in which that model integrates the model's achievement of optimum organizational growth. Now, while I was completing my research, there were other frameworks considered but didn't necessarily work for this study. They include the resource-based view, RBV theory, which supported the sustainable activity model as it has been used to better understand firms' strategic advantage and the sustainability. Small business owners use different strategies to acquire research for success. Also considered was McKinsey's 7S framework, which complemented the sustainable activity model because it had a competitive advantage that supports the sustainable activity model within a firm and encourages companies to improve strategic plans to maintain their competitive advantage. And then lastly, the chaos theory was also considered. The sustainable activity model was a better lens for this study than the chaos theory, because sustainable activities can be used to increase business profits and maintain successful business performance. Next slide, please. Thank you. McPhee's sustainable activity model evolved from Michael Porter's value chain, as I mentioned earlier. The sustainable activity model includes all of the core value activities, such as people, relationships, systems, ideas, and business infrastructure. So leaders can holistically identify all the business areas that may lead to value creation opportunities. Through research, I also learned that the model provides the structure to help and guide and improve organizational business performance. Notably, the sustainable activity model is important because of the need of business owners to operate their businesses for extended periods of time. Business leaders can use the model to focus on practical impacts that align with the organization's initiatives, their targets, and short-term, long-term goals. McPhee shared that a company's value can be damaged by neglecting to address sustaining activities, but there's no evidence that failing to manage the product life cycle will destroy a business. Therefore, my primary focus of the sustainable activity model was on the 5 sustaining activities that support business value creation, which I named earlier: people, relationships, systems, ideas, and infrastructure. Next slide, please. So my research question for the study is, what business planning strategies do hair salon owners use to sustain their business beyond 5 years? I selected 6 open-ended interview questions that are related to the research question, as well as the purpose of this study. Under procedures, I used a qualitative research study. I selected the case study designed for this particular research. I also researched multiple organizations and chose multiple case studies. During my research again, I learned that the multiple case study design is used to collect, present, and analyze data in an open-minded way. This design allowed me to ask open-ended questions and develop a rapport with participants. I aligned with the Belmont report protocol to minimize risks, to protect participants' rights, and display respect to all participants, which was very important to gain their trust. I used an interview protocol to conduct the structured interviews using open-ended questions with hair salon owners to collect data and explore their business plan and strategies on sustainability. I also conducted member checking interviews to ensure the accuracy of the data collected. So under participants, I just want to make sure I noted that to identify potential participants for this study, I used the Board of Cosmetology, and I'll refer to it as BOC. I used their website to review a list of current hair salon owners in the Southern area. The BOC database included the names, the locations, and license statuses of all salons, which was very helpful for me. So what I did next, I contacted the hair salon owners by phone to determine eligibility. During this process, I politely introduced myself and shared the reason for making contact. I explained the purpose of the study and eligibility for participation. Verifying participants' qualifications for interviews really helped me ensure that I was able to collect related information specific to the research topic. After confirming the prospective participants' interests and eligibility for the study, I obtained their email addresses to forward them the informed consent form. To achieve alignment with the research question, the target population for this study consisted of hair salon owners in the southern region of the United States that have been in operation for a minimum of 5 years and have used successful business planning strategies to sustain their business. I felt that this population would have the best opportunity to provide information relevant to my research study. I used a purposeful sampling strategy to enhance meaningful dialogue with my interviewees. At my data analysis, I collected from multiple sources, such as interviews. As I mentioned earlier, I followed the member checking interviews process, which involved me reviewing business documents. I also, with that, organizational documentation review, and that included things such as like the business plan and other supporting documents, such as the marketing plans, which could have included or did include the radio and billboard advertisements. I reviewed email campaigns, business cards, and company websites such as Facebook, social pages, so I could actually see the advertisement that was used for each business. I used methodical triangulation to follow Yin's triangulation and data organization process, which is compiling, disassembling, reassembling, interpreting, and concluding to analyze the information. I also use in vivo 12 Pro to categorize and identify common themes within the data. I use this process to collect data and thoroughly explore the phenomenon, and essentially to enhance the research study's overall quality. Next slide, please. Okay, so I conducted the interviews using the video platform Zoom because of the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, which made face-to-face meetings pretty much unfeasible due to health risks, as everyone knows. Salon owners who participated in the study had 10 years or more of experience in the cosmetology industry, with a combined total of 150 years of experience. which is definitely commendable. The three primary themes that emerged from my data analysis were the importance of marketing, the importance, of course, of cash management, and creation of good business plans. So during the research, I also had some sub-themes. So emerge, which were, I had marketing sub-themes, which were good customer service and word of mouth. Participants shared that good customer service and client referrals provide their salons persistent growth and name recognition, which has definitely been beneficial to them in sustaining their business. Another sub-theme was for good business plan. It was the importance of good staff and salon culture. Participants shared the importance of hiring staff with the right skill set, and said that it was basically a key business survival strategy in their business plans. And also that the staff could help influence the culture of the business and can help sustain the hair salon. So, you know, the culture of the employees, their attitudes for the customers, customer service, all of that, just a great atmosphere made it where business was great, of course, and the customers actually wanted to come back. So the research findings revealed that some form of marketing is used to successfully sustain a business beyond 5 years. It also revealed effective cash management is essential to small business sustainability. And it also revealed that implementing a strategy for long-term goals and appropriate actions or in business plans help sustain a business. Next slide, please. So some interpretations that relate to the literature for the theme 1, marketing. Business owners should focus their advertising and marketing efforts to sustain their business. For theme 2, cash management, it was discovered that, you know, successful small business owners develop financial strategies to ensure their cash reserves availability to overcome economic challenges such as the pandemic and sustain future growth. That was a big one, of course, since we were going through the pandemic. Cash management is very important, so for business sustainability. For theme 3, creation of a good business plan. Business planning is essential to understanding the company's status and direction. Next, for the limitations, I'll first note the limitations are potential weaknesses that can influence the results of a qualitative study. The limitations in this study included data saturation was limited to 2 data collection techniques when there were multiple data collection methods used in a case study design. And the study was limited to a qualitative method, and the research study design was limited to a case study design. I hope that wasn't confusing. These were my study limitations. However, future studies could include a quantitative or a mixed method research study on the correlation between the client relationships to profits, or it could explore strategies of large hair salon, which may result to diversified business planning strategies outcomes, which I think would be great to have a different focus for future research. Recommendations. So the key recommendation is for hair salon owners to establish and implement business plans to obtain funding sources to prevent business failure and sustain future growth. I also recommend that small business owners attend training or conferences, something focused on business sustainability, and also seek literature to gain and adopt effective business planning strategies. Additionally, a recommendation for further research is to use other research designs that could enhance the results of the findings. Additional research could also improve the validity of the study findings by using different study participants and geographic locations. As I mentioned earlier, the primary focus of this research study was sustaining activities. Another recommendation for further research can focus on the combination of sustaining and product-focused activities. Social change implications. The implications for positive social change include the potential for hair salon owners to refine strategies for business sustainability, enhance their business plans, and also increase employment opportunities. Another implication, raise contribution to both the state and local economies, all of which contribute to the remaining or the business being able to remain in operation. Next slide, please. So the next slide is a list of the references from my study. So if anyone is interested in viewing the list, it will be available for you to review. And I guess next slide.
So this last slide is for final remarks. If the presenter has any final remarks that she'd like to leave with you guys.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to attend my session today. I know that there is a lot of other great presentations going on at this time and also throughout the day and throughout the day tomorrow. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for attending mine today. And I open it up for questions.
So we have quite a bit of time left actually within this session. If anybody wants to drop a comment or question in the chat, please feel free to do so. I'll just allot the time for that. So go ahead and drop your questions or comments. Okay, a few people just joined, but my question, or there's a question that said, why did you choose beauty salons for your study?
I chose beauty salons because of my interest in becoming a beauty salon or hair salon owner. I've always had this interest. It's been years. I actually started cosmetology school many years ago and never finished. So it's still a dream or a goal of mine to complete the program and of course receive my cosmetology license. I thought it would be very important to know the business side, of course, of owning a business and management and different things that's involved in it, as well as hair health and how to take care of hair and what's needed. So that's the reason. And also because of the importance of sustaining a business. As we know through research, small businesses fail I mean, so often, but they're so important and vital to the economy. So that was another reason why I chose hair salons as well.
Perfect.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? We still have some time, so I'm going to allot for those questions or comments for the presenter. Let's see, we might have one question. Oh, we have a question.
Okay.
Did you consider the business models used by the salons?
I did not. I did not consider their, well, I guess I did consider their business model, although the research was based on the conceptual framework of the sustainable activity module. I considered each business salon owner, which were there 7 of them, because they had different business marketing plans, different business plans. So their models all differed depending on what their location was, where they were, what state they were in, what location they wanted their salon to be located, how they wanted to market. There were some similarities in the different modules used. All of them focused on marketing. All of them focused on cash management, because finances are very important. And all of them pretty much had a business plan. So when it comes to their module, and I think I'm answering the question correctly, it's more of, are you asking their model or their business plan of how they sustained their business and what was used? I hope I answered that correctly.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you. Again, thank you for everyone coming. I greatly appreciate it.